you a question? So, what if my oven is not self-clean oven? Is there any other way to clean it?
Yes. So you have two kinds of ovens. One is a self-clean. The big plus by a self-clean is that you don't need to work at all. When you're ready to kosher your oven, you don't need to wait 24 hours. You don't need to clean it. You don't need to do anything. You press the button, it cleans it. It's called libun chamur. It completely cleans it. You don't have to worry about it at all.
Even if there's like grease, like
it's going to burn. It's going to become ashes.
Okay, cool.
So you don't have to worry about it whatsoever. But you have then a regular oven, and it doesn't have a self-clean, and therefore you'll have to have over here a few things. First of all, you have to clean it very well. And secondly, you'll have to wait 24 hours. It really doesn't matter so much if you wait first the 24 hours and then clean it, or clean it and then wait the 24 hours. After you did those two things, you put it on the highest, and depends what's the highest it gets to. If it gets to 550, you can put it for 45 minutes. It gets to, let's say, less than that, 500. So you need to put it longer time, about an hour and a half. Belsky divides this into timing, but that is basically what you need to do for an oven that doesn't have a self-clean. After that, all that you did, still you have a problem with the trays, because this method of cleaning is called libun kal, as to the self-clean that we would call libun chamur. Libun chamur means it would be parallel to putting something on a fire until that thing becomes red hot and sparks start coming out of it. Today, sparks don't come out of different things. Why not? Because today it's condensed in such a way that there's nothing in there that makes a spark come out. The way it's explained is that what makes the sparks come out is that air in between that had the food coming in becomes ashes, and that makes the sparks come out. But if you have such pots and pans and ovens and whatever it is that you're using today, it's made so condensed in the factories that there's nothing in there, and therefore only you have is the bliot, the taste that was absorbed inside, and that's what you're trying to get out. So when you do a self-clean, it's considered libun chamur, just like putting it on the fire when the fire would make sparks come out in their time, right? The reason for that is since it sits in there for an hour, 2 hours, whatever time you're putting it, it sits for 2 hours in a very high heat. It gets to 1,000 degrees. So for a whole 2 hours, it burns to such a level, the poskim say that has a din of libun chamur, which takes care of anything. Nothing will be left out of there afterwards. Only ashes. We find white ashes over there, which doesn't mean anything anymore. But when you do libun kal, which is the process that I explained before, so you'll still have a problem with the trays. The reason for that is that there's a difference between the oven, the walls of the ovens, and the trays. The walls of the oven absorbed the chametz, or whatever it absorbs, through steam, and therefore steam, it's much easier to be machshir, and the way you'll be machshir is with the burning of the tanur, of the oven, for that period of time, an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and a half, depends what level of heat it gets to. But the trays themselves, that's more of a problem, because there you put the food itself. So sometimes you put pita to warm up, sometimes you put other things on the tray itself, or the grates themselves to warm up, and therefore for that it's not going to be sufficient that we explained before. So the way you'll be machshir that is either take it to a friend to do self-clean, or take it out and don't use it, or simple, cover it. Cover it.
You can cover it with a
I was
foil.
under the impression that you can't leave your trays when you're self-cleaning, no?
Well, the
Yeah, they get ruined.
self-clean could ruin things. It's high heat for a long time. It could ruin things. So you have to use things cautiously and know how to do things correctly. I'm just telling you right now what the halakha is. If you can't do it, I used to tell people that they could take also the burners from the stove and put it in there as well. Whatever you put in, once you're doing self-clean, so might as well, anything you need to do libun chamur, right? So put it in there. That's it. But some people complain that if they do that, it might discolor the burners. They're so nice. They have themselves a nice oven with a nice burners, a nice